Okay, so Hogwarts Legacy is being raked over the coals right now. It has a petition with over 1 million signatures trying to stop the game from selling at the moment. We have an article about the boycott at Gamers Rant, I believe. Gamer Rant, yes. That is saying that the game has a racist storyline because goblins are not allowed to use wands in the Harry Potter universe, and they are closely watched over and subdued by the Ministry of Magic. Because of this, making Hogwarts Legacy about a quelling goblin rebellion sparked a debate about whether the game should be supported for its racist-coded narrative combining with Rowling's views. So, the game is about wizards fighting off goblins, and a lot of the community on Twitter predominantly is where I'm going to imagine that this is coming from. It could also be coming from Reddit, is that this game has obviously a racist storyline, a metaphorical sort of view of real world events being placed into this sort of fantasy setting universe to sell a video game to people. I'm very non-excited about the game itself, but the controversy that it's stirring up is something I can completely get behind, because what I think people don't realize is that once you try to put so much focus on something such as this from being released, once you put so much attention on it, it's just going to draw more people in. And already this is the top selling game on Steam, and I don't think it would be there where it is right now with the game have not even been released yet. I don't think it would be there right now if people did not put so much focus on it and say that it's this terrible thing. No, I don't think it would be there right now. So I'm kind of excited for the reaction it's going to spark, because this game is already outselling all the other games. And come launch date, I think it's going to just blow through the roof, and it's going to be probably the game of the year, in all honesty, which I'm kind of hoping for. This could very well make that. But when it comes to the whole issue of J.K. Rowling, she sold the property rights to, or the license, I should say, to these developers. And so now people who are basically against her are trying to take paychecks away from these developers because they don't like J.K. Rowling. And now they're saying, well, they're developing this sort of anti-Semitic storyline with this quelling revolution against the goblins is, you know, awfully, you know, comparable to whatever so-and-so which happened in this time. Basically it's World War II, and they're talking about a goblin pogrom or something like that. Yeah, this definitely makes me want to play the game even more. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but I actually might purchase the game now that I've read all of this. And I mean, it does sound pretty cool. It seems to take place back in some sort of, I don't know, like hundreds of years ago. So it's not necessarily lined up with the series where it stands right now, which is a little bit more present day. I think being an open world game is something that's going to keep me interested in it. I like that sort of thing, but as long as it's not too time consuming. But you know, I even think that a lot of people who are against this game will probably end up buying it themselves. Because one thing I've noticed is, like, you know how you say to people, like, you're like, well, if you don't like what this person has to say, like, why don't you block them? Like, why don't you just go do your own thing? People tend, in my honest opinion, they like the sort of offense that they feel, and they want to feel more of it. So I do think a lot of people who are petitioning against this game will actually end up buying it because they want to be offended. They want to feel something, anything in their life that gets them, you know, on their feet and moving, something that motivates them. So I mean, absolutely, if you need motivation, we will give you motivation. But no, I have nothing against J.K. Rowling. I think she's a little spicy when it comes to her Twitter account, absolutely. But do I think that she's someone who deserves to be lambasted and, you know, sort of drugged through the streets by her ankles, and beaten with a lot of sticks because she said biological women are biological women and biological men are biological men? I mean, I think this is going to be, you know, the fork in the road at the end of the day is this, like, this is what it's all going to eventually boil down to, is the collapse of society, the collapse of the American empire is all going to boil down to something J.K. Rowling said, and we're really going to narrow in on it and ask that question: is a biological man able to identify as a woman? Yeah, you can, but biologically speaking, this is what she's saying. From a biological level, she's not trying to persecute you. She is not trying to change you. She's not trying to tell you that you can't be who you want to be. You can identify as whatever you want, but she is not trying to chastise you at this sort of personal level. But people don't want to understand that. Like I said, they want to walk into this sort of thing and feel that. And that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. We are a tool of motivation for you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to knock on either side of it. But no. I think it is probably going to outsell any other game on the market. Anytime you do this, like anytime you try to ban a book, it just brings more attention to it. I think it's great. I'm not a fan of J.K. Rowling myself. I think I already said I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. I never really got into it. Yeah. These are people who are trying to feed their families, are developing the game. They put a lot of work into this. They put a lot of effort into this. And to sit there and try to take their ability to feed themselves away from them because you feel justified in doing so because something J.K. Rowling said, they just bought the license from her. You know, that's all they did. That doesn't mean that they espouse her views, but people are going to say that with, you know, whatever storyline you apply to this, they're going to say it has parallels to this, there has parallels to that, and it's offensive because of this, and it's offensive because of that. No, okay, well, tell me that when you actually buy the game and you're sitting down playing it, because I guarantee a lot of people who signed this petition will be doing exactly that. Yeah, J.K. Rowling, not a big fan of her work, and not a big fan of the Fantastic Beasts or whatever that stupid series is called. Sure, she might have a spicy opinion or two, but I don't think that deserves the utter witch burning that occurs. And it's literally, I've noticed this with J.K. Rowling, it's literally every other week. It's literally every other week with her, and I mean, that's kind of funny. I actually kind of do appreciate that about her. But anyways, I'm Astrocastrophe. This is the Astrocastrophe. Please like, share, and subscribe.